to be a launch title with the PS4. It was announced to have a free version to PS Plus subscribers at launch with the PS4. And not only did it not release at launch, the PS Plus version didn't release until quite a few months after the game itself did. So, yeah, needless to say, I wasn't too pleased with that. No much point in making promises you can't keep, or making claims that you are in no way capable of handling, because it reflects poorly on the company and stuff, and people like me have lost interest. I'm sure it's a great game. I'm not a fan of how long it took for a PlayStation Plus version to come out, because I was intending to play that way before this game came out, and instead this game came out months before the PlayStation Plus version of Drive Club did. So I have no reason to play it. I've got this to play. Oh look, the rain's almost gone. Oh look, everyone's pitting again. See, what'd I tell you? Yeah, I'm staying with these tires the rest of the race. They'll heat up, of course, because they're rain tires, but since I don't have tire degradation on, it doesn't matter. Hello, wall. Rolex 24 at Daytona is scheduled to happen on January 30th through the 31st of this month, and that should be fun to watch. It's the first race of the season for the Tudor Sports United Championship or Tudor United Sports Championship. I don't know. In fact, I think it's changed names completely to something else that I can't remember the name of. But should be pretty good. There will be some new vehicles added to the roster and stuff. I think Ford is coming back to the GT class. I also think some classes are actually leaving, or some cars are leaving, but it'll be interesting to see what the actual lineup is. Now, of course, not every single car or team that is at the Rolex 24 will be at every single race of the season. I mean, it is one of the huge races of the year, sort of like Le Mans. But either way, it'll be good to see some more racing. What's really cool is their YouTube channel uploads all the races, the full races, up to YouTube for free. So I was able to watch every single race of last year's season without having to have a TV subscription and stuff. Most of the time they upload the qualifying too. I love racing in the nighttime. There's just something so different about it, and it's really cool. Actual night racing, real night racing, looks amazing. Because unlike this game, all the cars have, I guess it would be LED lights on the windshields, or basically on the angles, the edges of the car, to indicate the class type. It also helps you see where the car is for both the spectators and the drivers and the spotters and everyone else. And then on the sides of the cars are LED panels that are numbered, so it'll show what position they're in for that particular class. I can't actually show you the side because I don't know how to do that in the steering wheel. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what Slightly Mad Studios does with their next game. I wouldn't mind seeing it get even closer to realistic racing in terms of just the simple stuff, like how pitting works, how qualifying works, for multi-class race, how they line up and start, things like that. And then the things I was just talking about, like the LED panels on the sides, and then the color coding to show what class they are and stuff. I mean, adding just simple things like that would make the game that much better, that much more authentic. I also think it would be cool if they added a full-on customization thing to where you can orchestrate your own event series to a point of customizing what colors the LED panels would be and the LED color coding is and stuff like that. Maybe even decide how many classes, how many cars in each class, which teams, etc. I think that could be pretty cool. Do I see it happening? No. That's a lot of work for a very niche idea. Niche, or however you would pronounce that. Either way. Oh look, it's raining again. See? I called it. I totally called it. I said it would stop raining after a few laps and it might rain again right before the race ends. And look, it's raining again. So hot. Cars are already pitting. That's hilarious. And all this time I've spent pitting, I've only pitted once. They've had to pit 3 times now. They pit once to get wet tires on. They pitted a second time to put dry tires back on. Now they pit a 3rd time to put wet tires back on. That'd be more hilarious if it rained and lets up before the race and they have to pit again. Because that's how AI cars work. That's another thing that I guess will never really, forever hasn't yet been super ultra improved, is even smarter AI. Or AI that is reactive. Right now it doesn't really exist. I think it would be cool if there was a racing game where it was more of a community thing, in terms of it's not just about driving the cars, it's about people being actual crew chiefs, actual crew members, stuff like that. I think that could be pretty cool. Right on, racing games themselves aren't super popular compared to other franchises or genres like first-person shooters, but I think it would be cool. Or even add a crew chief feature that someone can use their tablet or phone with, and actually do stuff inside the game. Sort of like the Commander, or whatever it is, mode in Battlefield, where you use your iPad or whatever to look at an overview of the map in real time and do things like missile launches, deploy UAVs, stuff like that. Something similar for a game like this would be amazing. Something kind of sort of like that in Gran Turismo 5, where you have AI driver and you have a quote-unquote crew chief, so you tell them to get more aggressive or get slower, things like that. And that's kind of boring though, because it's so limited in what it actually does, and it relies on an AI driver. How about a 2-player thing of that, where players being the crew chief, but a player is also being the driver? One can dream, can't they? And someday we can have our cake and eat it too. Oh, this was the last lap. Well, there we go. That's yet another race done.